Hello and welcome to my weekly video blog, and today on A Vogel Talks Menopause I'm going to be talking about, does the hot weather increase your hot flushes? If you like my tips and advice, then please subscribe and remember to hit the bell icon so you can be notified of all my new videos. Many women do find that in the summer when the weather increases, or if you're in the southern hemisphere when it's in our winter, they find that their hot flushes may get worse, their sweating may be prolonged, or they find that they get them more frequently. So what I'm going to do is talk about why this happens and what you can do to help yourself to make yourself more comfortable. The reason hot flushes can get worse, it's all to do with the way our body temperature is regulated. There's a gland in the brain called the hypothalamus which regulates our internal body temperature, and because of falling estrogen, this regulation basically just goes a little bit wonky. So what happens is your internal temperature regulation gets set lower than what it would normally, which means that you react quicker to a lower temperature rise. So it may well have been before the menopause, you didn't feel uncomfortable until maybe the weather was 25, 26 degrees, whereas now, because your regulation has decreased, you will feel more uncomfortable at a much lower temperature. And this is why, especially during the hot weather, this can trigger an increase in frequency of your hot flushes and also night sweats. The other thing that can happen is we can be more sensitive to other forms of heat. So, some women tell me that even using a hairdryer in the summer will trigger a hot flush. If they have too hot a shower or a bath, that makes them flush or sweat more, especially when they come out of the bath or shower. And also spicy foods can do it. And for some women, it can also be due to the nervous system overfiring. So in summer days when you're in crowded situations like supermarkets, some women find that their flushes and sweats will start at that point. So what we need to look at is other things that can affect your hot flushes at this point. So remember, you're going to be more sensitive to lower heat levels, but things like dehydration can be a huge issue. If you think about it, you're sweating more, you're getting hotter a lot more often, and that can dehydrate you really, really quickly. Problem here is that dehydration will put extra pressure on your nervous system, and that will trigger adrenaline, which can trigger flushes and sweats. So this can become a real vicious cycle. It may be that you're too hot to sleep at night. And again, if you're too hot, if you're getting more night sweat, your sleep is going to be disrupted, which means you're going to be more tired, more irritable, more vulnerable the next day. So daytime symptoms can increase as well as nighttime symptoms. It could also be due to alcohol. In the summer, we're out more in the garden, we're maybe meeting up with friends for a drink and a meal, and unfortunately alcohol, for a lot of women, they can become much more sensitive, and that can also trigger flushes and sweats. So what can you do in this situation? I can hear you all saying already, plenty of water. Absolutely, it's vital, more vital in the summer, to keep yourself well hydrated. So sip plenty of water during the day. I know, especially at this time of the year, for me, I'll have a big glass of water the minute I get out of bed, just to start the hydration process off even before I have my breakfast. Some women find that taking a cold drink when they feel a flush coming on can stop it quickly. So it's worth experimenting a little bit with water just to see if it can help you at the time as well as during the day. You can look at the herb sage. We have our licensed Menopause sage tablets, which are recommended for hot flushes, night sweats, and also excessive sweating. Avoid the midday sun. This is when it's the hottest during the day. So the hotter you get, the more likely you are to get extra flushes and sweats. So trying to find shade or just to keep out of the sun for a few hours at that time of the day can sometimes make a lot of difference. Dress lightly. I've got my summer clothes on just now. So use light colours, because light colours will reflect the sun, whereas if you use dark colours, they will tend to absorb the heat a lot more. Also use natural fibres, so cotton and linen, especially underwear, because those are the areas that are most tightly clothed, and a lot of women will find that when they start to perspire a lot more, it can get really uncomfortable just under the bra line, between the breasts, and also in the groin area. So make sure that your clothes here are maybe a little bit looser and are sort of cotton or other natural fibres. Try and keep your bedroom cool. So if you can, open a window. But I do know for those of you living in town areas, it may be too noisy. You might find that the noise sort of inhibits you from getting to sleep. Or even if you can have a small vent open somewhere, have your bedroom door wide open too, to allow the air to circulate as much as possible. And again, use natural fibres for your bedding, cotton sheets, a cotton duvet cover, that kind of thing. Some women tell me that what they do when it's really, really hot, although it'd be a little bit of a fiddle going to bed, is that you can put your sheet, or maybe a sheet to cover you during the night, put it in a plastic bag in the fridge or the freezer before you go to bed, so that you're stepping into bed and you're already feeling nice and cool. Check your caffeine intake, because that really will trigger flushes and sweat. So it's not just caffeine in coffee and tea. It's if you are maybe out for a drink and you're having mixers, because quite a few mixers have caffeine in them. So just really be careful on that count, because sometimes the caffeine is hidden in things that we don't really realise. You can use cool flannels. You can also get, now that they're like little sort of spongy sheets, and you can put them in the freezer, so they freeze, they go hard, and when you get really, really hot, you can carry them about with you. You can put those on your pulse points to keep you cool. So that would be things like your wrist, your elbow, the back of the neck, the throat area, sometimes even between the knees if you're wearing shorts, or you've got beach wear. So something like that, holding that for maybe 10-15 minutes can really make a difference at helping to cool you down when you get extra hot. But just remember, don't hold ice direct onto the skin, because you could end up with freezer burns instead of a lot of heat. And the other thing is, invest in a good fan. If you're working from home, I'm doing that at the moment. If it gets too hot and you're stuck at your desk, then have a good fan just to keep the air circulating. And a little battery-operated handheld fan can sometimes make a lot of difference, especially when you can't get near your normal fans. So I hope this has helped. If any of you out there have any other tips on how you find helping yourself to keep cool in the hot weather, please do share them, because we would love to hear all about them. And until then, I'll see you next week for another A. Vogel Talks Menopause.